and welcome to this week's edition of Lanky Legend. In a week where we've seen the return of international cricket, fantastic news, and the news of domestic professional cricket starting in August, and of course the government announcing that recreational cricket can restart on the 11th of July, obviously subject to guidelines. Fantastic news for our game, fantastic news for the thousands of recreational cricketers in and around, not just Lancashire, but the whole country. Enjoy yourself, boys and girls. Strap them on and enjoy bat on ball again, and enjoy every minute of it. Today, I'm delighted to be joined by a fellow gloveman at Lancashire Cricket, a true icon of our club, and with Jack Simmons last week, a worthy inaugural inductee to the Red Rose Hall of Fame. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm delighted to welcome former Lancashire and India wicketkeeper and superstar and great friend of the club, Farokh Engineer. Rookie, how you doing, mate? It's great to see you.
All right, Chucky. Always good to see you.
Always good
and,
to see you.
Isn't it great to see cricket back again?
Oh,
and sports generally, because, you know, we've all been tied down for this lockdown and tried to be as disciplined as possible. I have actually been, you know, I've hardly been out, or whenever I've taken the wife shopping or something for food, for essential thing, I've always sat in the car.
Yeah.
So, you know, I mean, we've tried to observe all the rules as all sensible people should.
Brilliant.
You know, because the NHS have done a fantastic job. And I've done quite a couple of podcasts for, you know, all the charities to go to NHS and all that. So which is fantastic.
Well, you do a lot of charity work, Rookie, don't you? I know.
Yeah. I'm involved with homeless children, you know, in India project. And the thing is, God has been good to us. You know, He's given me the opportunity that I never would have had.
Yeah.
You know, I never dreamt of playing county cricket. I had always heard about great clubs like Lancashire, Yorkshire. Sorry to mention Yorkshire in the same breath. You know.
It's all right.
But,
it's okay.
yeah, we've got a couple of tales about Yorkshire. Jeffrey Boycott, of course.
Brilliant.
You know, which will follow in our conversation. But when I was initially asked, when I toured England in '65, I think, something like that. You weren't born then, Jackie, you know.
No, three years. -3 I was.
It was John Arlott, the great John Arlott, who set the ball rolling. He applied me a few glasses of Beaujolais and said that I should be playing county cricket. I'd be very popular here. Yeah. And then he suddenly offered me a contract with Hampshire.
Right.
And then Don Kenyon came to know about it, and he offered me a contract with Worcestershire. Then Dennis Atkinson came from Somerset. And Lancashire was the last match of the tour. You know, and the game was played at Southport instead of Old Trafford. I think it had rained at Old Trafford or something like that. And I was opening the innings, and this Lancashire bowler kept on. You know, the railway lines are very close there.
Yeah.
And I kept on hitting this Lancashire opening ball over the railway lines for a few times, till someone pointed out at tea time that was the great Brian Statham. And I felt terrible. You know, I felt you're grown up to respect senior cricketers in India, and almost apologized to him at tea time. You know, how could I do that to the great Brian Statham, who I absolutely revered as a kid in India?
Yeah.
And to travel with him the first year of our contract, you know, to a journey from Southampton to Manchester took about 10 hours or so, because we stopped at every pub on the way. He was a very thirsty man, you know, a great man, great player, and you know, such a lovely, lovely human being. He never knew how great a bowler he was, you know? And I thoroughly enjoyed keeping wickets to him. Chucky, I'm sure you would have, because those, you know, in cutters that he bowled, anything pitched from even the middle or off stump, I used to charge down the leg side, invariably getting a leg side glance or at least saving for leg buys. You know, he was a tremendous bowler. Yeah. But it all started with that. And Gary Sobers and I were initially invited to play for Lancashire, and which was a great honor to be bracketed with the world's greatest, you know, all-rounder, the most complete cricketer.
Yeah.
But Sobers and Lancashire couldn't agree to terms. So Gary went to Nottinghamshire, and I got the nod for special registration. And I was asked by Cyril Washbrook, our chairman. He said, "Who would you recommend as a, we want one of the best in the world?" And this Clive Hubert Lloyd had impressed me, immensely. And I unhesitatingly said, "Clive Lloyd." And Cyril Washbrook said, "But he wears glasses, Farokh." I said, "Never mind his glasses, Mr. Washbrook. Sign him on, you won't regret it." And what a great asset he was to Lancashire, and a fellow inductee of the legends that you all have very kindly honored us with, and a fellow vice president as well, which is a great honor. I mean, Lancashire, we haven't looked back because we both live in Lancashire or in Cheshire, surrounding. Only 10 minutes from Old Trafford, but the postal address is Cheshire. Yeah. But I'm a Lancastrian through and through. Look at my shirt.
I was going to say, it's magnificent, Rookie, and you never let me down. You never let me down. Every time we chat, you never let me down. You're always
lovely to have seen you recently in Mumbai.
Oh, it's fantastic
with the Lancashire team.
Yeah, the lads loved it. The lads had a great time. And Rookie, what a place to play cricket, to learn.
Cricket. I mean, you should be there during an IPL game.
Oh, we'd love
I really wish you could have a Mumbai Indians match over here at Old Trafford with the Chennai Super Kings or something, or have a mini IPL. You'll pack the stadium out. It'll be a great money spinner. You saw what happened during the India-Pakistan match. Manchester Airport had to refuse the private jets coming in. They went to Liverpool, some of them.
That was just yours.
No matter the bicycle.
But getting back to Mumbai and the lads that go in there, and it was great to see you over there. Obviously, you're thought of in real high esteem over in India still, and for the lads to go over there and have a camp playing against spin bowlers of high caliber was absolutely priceless. And in your view, is that why the Indian batsmen seem to play spin with great aplomb?
Well, the difference between Indian batsmen and English batsmen is that we use our feet.
Mm-hmm.
You got to use your feet to get to the pitch of the ball. But to do that, you got to have the confidence and to read the spin correctly. Otherwise, you don't just dart down the wicket and, make merry for wicket keepers like us. But you got to pick the line and length and get to the pitch of the ball. That makes batting so much easier. You can pick whatever gaps are there in the field, and you're brought up to use your feet. That's one of the most important things.
Yeah, and as a batter and as a wicket keeper, the Indian wicket keepers are renowned for being brilliant.
Yeah, Chucky, we had a bowler called Chandrasekhar.
Yes.
I mean, there was another spinner called Srinivasan Venkataragavan. If you can't pronounce that, just try saying rent a caravan. You won't go far wrong.
I'll leave that one with you.
But this Chandra, he was, I think, one of the finest. He was a polio victim. And his wrists just went round and round. He had such a thin wrist.
Really?
And he was deformed, obviously. But he created his deformity into a great advantage. Yeah. Because he didn't know himself which way the ball was going. About 70 or 80% of the time. Time and again, he's tried to bowl, and he was pretty sharp. He bowled about 70, 75, 80K, and spun the ball viciously.
Wow.
And to keep wicket stream on the last day of a test match to a left-hander where the ball pitches in the rough, and flies in all sorts of directions, that will wicket keeping at its best. It's most interesting, really. And it was great. But I'm here to talk about Lancashire cricket, not Indian cricket. Really, I enjoyed Indian cricket.
We want to touch on everything, Rookie, and I'm really interested in your thoughts, and I'm sure that the people that are listening out there, especially the wicket keepers, saw you as a not only a dashing early order batsman, but also a brilliant wicket keeper.
Oh, I love you. Keep going, buddy.
Technically sound, but did you work?
But this guy, let me just interrupt you a second there. Sure. Chandra, the way to pick him, I saw him grip the ball see the ball leave his fingers, quick, see it in the air, which way the ball is going.
Yeah.
Off the pitch, it was like a split-second computerized thing. Only then you knew which way the ball was going.
Sure.
I knew it better than him because he didn't realize it sometimes, which way the ball was going. He tried to bowl a leg break and it was a whacking big googly that bamboozled the batsman and certainly bamboozled me a few times. But by and large, I picked him because I saw what was coming.
And you were a natural
technically, you mentioned that was the technical aspect. And for all wicket keepers listening to this or watching us, you got to watch the bowler's fingers, watch the ball in the air, off the pitch. Otherwise, you've no chance as a wicket keeper, especially if a bowler has got an awkward action or something. It's all right keeping it straight, SLAs, the slow left armers. Either the ball is going to turn or come into you as an armor, as we call it. So, I mean, that's much different from keeping to good leg spinners. That's really the art of wicket keeping, standing up to them.
And are you of the belief that a wicket keeper is born or a wicket keeper can be made?
I think wicket keepers and goalkeepers are born. You can't make them. You got to have that sixth sense. You got to have the sense of anticipation.
Yeah.
And I think you'd agree with me there.
Yeah. Definitely. And you've got to be good looking as well, Rookie. I mean,
of course, that's you got to be a character.
Yeah.
I think most wicket keepers are the focal point of the team. The team looks up to you. You're the center of attraction there. Yeah. You command. You're like the leader of the orchestra. You encourage the bowlers. You tell the fielders to come in or go there. That's where Jack Bond and I had a great sort of, great affinity. I mean, great understanding. That you were such a great captain because we didn't have to even talk. Our eyes met and there was a bowling change or a slip, a field change and all that. And he was a superb guy in man management, which made Bondi one of the best captains ever. I hardly ever see them score a run or field the ball, except that one catch that he took at Lord's, Asif Iqbal. I think all the team that had a heart attack because we gave him no chance at all. He took off like a rocket. And when he came up with that catch one-handed, wow, we just went and hugged him. Even if it was COVID-19 those days, we would still hug him, I think. Because it was such a great guy, such a great captain, and we all loved him.
Well, I want to talk about that. I want to talk about that 70s team, and you can reel off the names from that team of pure legends in their own right with yourself.
Oh yes, certainly. Well, when I joined Lancashire, there was Brian Statham, Noddy Fuller, and Ken Higgs were the three Test players.
Yeah. And
by the time Clive and I finished at Lancashire, there was Peter Lever, Ken Shuttleworth.
Yeah.
Barry Wood, Frank Hayes,
yeah,
and we all supported each other. Even when Bumble scored a 200 against India, against my own team, I was behind the stumps, and I still wanted Bumble to do well, just because he was a Lancastrian, he was my teammate.
Yeah,
I wished him good luck, but not that much, I mean, he got a bit greedy and got a double 100. He played superbly that day.
Yeah,
you wish normally the opposition batsman to get out. But somehow, I didn't wish him to get out. I wanted him to get 100. When he reached double 100, I was very happy. Yeah. Although it was at our expense, but still.
Well, that team, went to Lords on many occasions, and the legends that we've had on here from that era, Rookie, of old spoke.
Yeah, don't forget the unsung heroes: Harry Pilling, Johnny Sullivan,
David Hughes,
Peter Lee, David Hughes. David Hughes, what a moment it was for him against Gloucestershire when all was lost. And I mean, they put John Mortimer onto bowl instead of Mike Proctor because of bad light. Lovely story about that bad light, isn't it? When the moon had actually come up. And I think Bondi appealed for bad light. And Dickie Bird said, what's up there? He said, well, that's the moon. He said, how far do you want to see then? I mean, these are the stories that come out. These are true stories.
Really.
Such a, cricket is full of stories.
But
And
in that
you and
era,
I both do a lot of afternoon speaking. So
yeah,
we're full of stories, true stories, which are very funny.
that era especially, there must have been some fun, but because not only were there some serious cricketers and some serious talent in that team under Bondi, led magnificently by Bondi,
Absolutely.
but there were some serious players and there were some serious characters, and like you say, probably a couple of thirsty guys that were there.
Yes, my roommate first year was, and I drove with Brian Statham.
Yeah.
Then when Clive Lloyd came on, for 10 years, he was my roommate. Sharing a room with him was an experience. I can't say what experience in case children are listening or our wives are listening. But, he was a great guy, party animal, and, superb. We gelled beautifully. We both gelled with the team.
Yeah.
And we were not made to feel overseas players. There was no extra pressure on us because the club knew that we gave off our 100%.
Yeah.
On and off the field, we tried to help, youngsters and all that, which was tremendous. But again, we had some laughs. There were some great laughs. Harry Pilling, he was a real character. Never played for England.
No.
Should have really on merit.
Mm-hmm.
But unfortunately, he didn't. Johnny Sullivan, very, very talented boxer, very good striker of the ball. Yeah. So we had Peter Lee, Leapy Lee, we used to call him. Tremendous. He got 100 wickets a year regularly for us. Wow. These were unsung heroes, really, that people don't realize. They were not big names as such. Jack Simmer, larger than life. Great guy, one of the nicest guys you could expect to meet. David Hughes, Yawzer, what a brilliant fielder, and very useful bowler, and a very, very useful cricketer. He won several games for us, as against Gloucestershire that night. But it was a fantastic team, fantastic bunch of lads. Yeah. We were like one family, and we all rooted for each other. When Frank Hayes played his first Test match and got 100 at the Oval against the West Indies.
Wow.
We were fielding at the time, but we kept on asking, how much has Frank got? I hope he reaches his 100. And when he reaches 100, we were also, there's a big buzz around the ground. And we were also delighted for a fellow teammate doing that.
That's exactly right. I mean, what was it like? Rookie, tell me what it was like tell me what it was like walking down the steps at Old Trafford to, in front of the members' pavilion and out onto, the green of Old Trafford as it was in those days with fantastic crowds.
It was absolutely fantastic. Wonderful. I'd heard of Old Trafford as one of the finest test grounds in the world, one of the best clubs in the world, Lancashire. It was a huge privilege to have been invited and to have played for Lancashire for so many years. Initially came on a 3-year contract. Yeah. But we had so much success. So I mean, I was a pilot by profession. I was qualified, to join the Air Force really, and join the jet squadron there. But a little thing called cricket got in the way. After 3 years, I had another 3-year contract. Then I was a management trainee with Mercedes-Benz. I had done all sorts of things after my graduation there,
Yeah.
So, I mean, 3-year contract, kept on. We had so much success at Lancashire. Yeah. I didn't feel like leaving the club. The club didn't want to let go of me. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, it was a great marriage between us, and enjoyed it immensely. The Roses games, I remember getting 90 odd the first morning of a match against Yorkshire at Headingley. I tried to hit a 6, I think, and Richard Hutton, very tall, jumped up and caught the ball. Otherwise, it would have been a certain 6. Yeah. But when I came in lunchtime, Cyril Washbrook, I mean, everyone said, well played, all that, great innings and all that. But Washbrook comes and taps me on the shoulder and says, Farokh, well played. But in Rose's games, we don't even hit a 4 before lunch, he says. These were the moments you don't forget. Talking about Rose's games, I was traveling I was in I was invited to Toronto to captain the World 11. And somehow Jeff Boycott was in the team, and they were played at the Sky Dome Stadium there. And as we were coming back from Toronto Airport to Manchester, Boycott had a bat in his hand, which the security officer didn't allow him to carry. He said, "Sorry, sir, we consider that as an offensive weapon." So I had to interrupt and say, "Officer, you haven't seen him bat." He ran after me with that bat to Toronto Airport. But well, these are the laughs that we had. But we were talking about like IPL. That is, but we invented T20 over here in England. Yeah. The first T20 matches played here. Yeah. And then Lalit Modi and others took the idea, got Bollywood and cricket, the two most popular elements in India, got involved, and what a huge success that IPL has been. That's been the envy of the world. Sure. And I was the match referee. Myself and Clive Lloyd were the initial match referees. And I think had it not been for me, the IPL may have never taken off, because the first match was at Eden Gardens, Calcutta, where there was 150,000 in the stadium. You played at Eden Gardens, so
Yes, I have.
150,000 in there, and there were another 150,000 outside with valid tickets. So they must have,
valid tickets.
But anyway, there was a wet patch at the end of one end of the ground, and Billy Bowden was umpire, great umpire, great guy. He said that we just can't start the match. I said, it's only a 20-over match. The stadium's full. The first IPL match is being televised. Yeah. I'm sure we can overcome that little patch. It's an advantage or disadvantage to both the sides, not in the bowling run-up or something like that. So, no, I said, on my dead body, you will play, I said. That's my right as a match referee. And the game was played, and Brendan McCallum got a fantastic 100. Wow. I think it was reduced game, 10-over game. So can you imagine the rate of scoring? Yeah. That's how IPL just took off from there. And the rest is history.
What about yourself, though, Farokh? You were a dashing batsman earlier. Do you think that 2020 cricket and an IPL cricket could have been your game?
I think so. I think I would have been one of the highest earners. But you don't have any regrets in life, really. No. I enjoyed my cricket. I enjoyed my cricket immensely, like you did. And I think we both give a lot of pleasure to supporters, of fans, and all that. And we were both very good off the field as well. We signed, obliged kids with autographs, or whenever. But in our time, there was no sort of strict measures as such. Mm. After the game, all the members used to come in the lounge at Old Trafford. We used to mingle with them. Yeah. Have a drink or two with them. They used to talk about the game. That there was a family atmosphere. Our kids used to run around the ground. I used to have kids to come to bowl to me before a match. Just to get your eye in. Yeah. And sometimes I found that better than having a serious net, because the kids are trying their level best to get you out, and you don't want to get out to your kid, not in front of 50,000 people. So I mean, it was a great experience for them. So many kids who were chairman of companies later in life said that, Farokh, I remember you asking me to bowl to you at Old Trafford or at Southport, or what a wonderful experience it was for me. Well, I said, I must thank you for giving me a net. So I mean, it was both ways, really. It was a family atmosphere. Lancashire were like a family club. But I believe, well, money has come into the game, which is great for the game, great for the individuals and all that. But it's just lost that family touch, that personal touch. But every cricket has to progress like every other game does, and so there are all sorts of restrictions now. And I'm afraid because of this COVID-19, treacherous thing, more and more restrictions will come in, apart from applying saliva to the ball and all that. But these are things that we got to live with now. Life will be different. It's affected so many businesses, so many people are without jobs and all that. It's sometimes I'm glad that I'm 82 years old now, because I don't have to go through all that. But our kids, they've got the future. Yeah. The young Lancastrians, and I feel for them.
Yeah,
They'll have to fight harder.
It's a tough time, but great news that cricket's
You
on.
don't worry, Jackie, because you've got a different career. You'd be a great show on television for a chat host, because I think you do a tremendous job. I'm not just saying it. Apart from being a great wicketkeeper and a great guy, you got that touch. You got the feel good factor. You make people feel good. You make people feel welcome. So I think you'd be, following Michael Parkinson's footsteps. I think one day.
People say I've got a good face for radio.
Well, you've got to have a sense of humor, haven't you?
Yeah,
Without
you have.
Humor, life can be so dull.
It can.
But talking about radio, I've done quite a bit of commentating.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of talk these days about racial bias and all that, And a lot of people have asked me, but have you ever come across this? I think the only time was when I was commentating for BBC Test Match Special, when I had, when a batsman was clearly LBW, and I was the expert commentator, and I think I was asked my opinion. I think Fred Truman, what do you think of that rookie? I said, so the batsman is very lucky to be still at the crease. And Peter Baxter was the producer. Oh, we don't say that, I said, otherwise I'm underestimating the listeners or the viewers' intelligence if you don't speak your mind and say what you thought was out or not.
Yeah, sure.
Really. And once or twice I experienced a little thing from him, Henry Blofeld. I had a couple of bad experiences with them. Otherwise, by and large, it's been fantastic. And it's a shame that all this happened, because of George Floyd and all that. We don't want to even go down that route.
No.
But I think the world is a much happier place to live in. Everyone can live amicably, and everyone can,
Well, it's great, Rocky. You've mentioned a few times as well. You've mentioned family and family at Lancashire, and you and Clive in particular, two overseas players, along with Wasim Akram, Mutaya Muralitharan, will go down as our greatest overseas players. Obviously, part of the Red Rose family. He brought a lot of pleasure to a lot of people, both on and off the field, may I add. And it's always great to see.
Don't be cheeky. This is the family show,
But it's always great to see you at Emirates Old Trafford, Rook.
Likewise,
and,
likewise.
We're delighted that you've come on and you've been part of the Lancashire Legends series, which you thoroughly deserve to be spoken about in that vein. And Farokh Engineer, it's been brilliant to share some of your career, some of your stories, and how you came across playing for Lancashire, and we really appreciate your time, Rook.
Well, I'm sure we'll have a few more laughs when we meet together and raise a glass or two. But it's been an absolute pleasure playing for Lancashire, being invited for Lancashire, made to feel like a Lancastrian. And my heart is here. My heart is with Lancashire for keeps. God bless you all.
God bless you. Brilliant. Absolutely fantastic.
Take care, buddy. Cheers.